The WNBA is a competitive professional sports league wrapped up in a reality drama. If you want to succeed, you got to be decent at one, but you got to be great at the other. My algorithm right now is loaded with the infighting of the WNBA. ESPN, the nation's executor of Title IX, analyzes the most talked about play, Dejanay Carrington clotheslining Sophie Cunningham. Social media, however, gets right to the actual flagrant foul, which is Dejanay tweeting white privilege from the locker room with 2 minutes left to play in the actual game. Is it possible that the impulsive outbursts are related? Privilege? You get to do that to other people and gain followers, acquire brand deals, negotiate playing contracts. Privilege? You are the face of it. If the league is 3-1 black players to white, Sophie Cunningham is a minority. If regular season baseball is too slow for you, summer has always been dead for sports. So that's where guilty pleasure reality TV has taken over. Now we've got the Real Housewives of the WNBA. It can't be coincidental. The league has been Bravotized. It's basketball in full hair and makeup. It reminds me of roller derby when I was a kid. So many grievances, so much name calling. The commissioner of the league should be Andy Cohen. Instead, it's Kathy Engelbert, who's convening her task force this week of presidents and GMs around the league to address the topic of transgender athletes being allowed to play in their precious league. She should have made this decision in 5 minutes. The International Olympic Committee, the IOC, finally banned trans athletes so nobody had to watch ever again a man beat the crap out of a woman in a boxing ring. It's amazing. Kathy thinks that by calling the issue complex and nuanced and by holding listening sessions and discussions and open forums and all that so everybody can be heard, it lends a degree of thoughtfulness which will ultimately deaden the blow when you reach your foregone decision, right? No. To those who disagree, and I don't know who that is, but maybe like 1% of the population, actually, they will hate you more because now you're educated and still chose to exclude women trapped in men's bodies from sport, like Julie Tétard. Oh my gosh. Hello, Julie. And if by some chance Julie does make it into the draft for 2027, or Royce White, or Enes Kanter Freedom, New York Liberty, please trade all other picks in all future rounds for one of these guys. Some of the grievances right now come from female head coaches who are angry that too many men are getting head coaching gigs in the WNBA. What? Too many men in the league? The irony of this is astounding. Like I said, you want to succeed in the WNBA, be a decent player, but an awesome character. Caitlin Clark, she's the star player of the league, subject of everyone else's ire and envy. Sophie Cunningham, decent player, but provocative, sassy, feisty, good looking. She's like the blonde Bethany Frankel. If she points that long finger at you in a game, watch out. You can expect your Instagram followers to go up immediately. Look no further than Dejanay Carrington. She plays dirty. She's jealous. She got a chip on her shoulder, but also great looking. Her Instagram followers have been flooding in since the controversy. You know she loves it. On-court microdramas aside, main storyline right now is political, and it stars Sophie Cunningham. It made her famous. It's the trans issue. She told ESPN.
When it comes just to protecting young girls in sport and women in sport, I feel very strongly about that. I think that's why you have Title IX. That's why you have some of the greats in women's sport.
This is not about exclusion or hate. It's about fairness. Ellen Page can play the greatest warrior in Greek mythology, Achilles, in the Odyssey, because it's Hollywood and they can use CGI. There are no trans men who play in the NBA, and there's no chance in hell one would ever survive. In contrast, the NBA player with the least amount of minutes and points would be the WNBA MVP every year. Here's what I believe to be fact. This ridiculous and unpopular crusade is being propelled by those programmed to see what's wrong with America and not what's right. They want Civil War statues torn down, history erased, every vestige of normalcy relabeled as hate, so extremists can be elected and America can fundamentally be destroyed. The irony, they profess to hate Trump, but amazingly, their behavior overshadows his behavior, and it almost makes him necessary. And it's these wingnuts whose very existence inject fear and cowardice into Sophie and Caitlin's own coach, Coach Stephanie Word Salad White, who was asked about the obvious targeting of her player, Sophie Cunningham, by Dejanay Carrington, and she defended Dejanay.
She's going to play her butt off, man. She's going to compete. Nobody's going to go walking in for a layup. And so I don't oppose the hard foul. But I also don't think that she intentionally went for the net.
Sophie Cunningham's statement in defense of girls has prompted the typical roll call around the league, the highly pressurized, where do you stand? And on this one, her own coach failed her again.
I don't know that I would say that I'm educated enough from a scientific standpoint. I don't ever believe that exclusion is an answer. I just don't. I do think, when we think about various levels of sport, various governing bodies of sport and things that go into that, like I said, I'm not educated enough at the different levels. I know growing up, I played with the boys all the time.
So
there weren't girl sports.
Would you welcome a biological male in WNBA?
Again, it's like, I don't know, when we talk about biological male and scientifically where we are, I think it's a totally different scenario. As I said, I'm not educated enough in terms of transgender and transitioning to give you a smart answer. I would say, though, that I just don't feel like exclusion is an answer, and I think that we need to have deeper, more layered conversations.
Coach Cheryl Reeve of the Minnesota Lynx came out wearing this T-shirt against the fever. I mean, she can't be serious. What a hypocrite. She's one of the coaches actively complaining right now in the press that too many men have head coaching jobs in the WNBA. Anti-female woke head coach Natalie Nakasi of the Golden State Valkyries.
So I'm all about women, little girls deserving to play, and that includes trans women. So I'm all about inclusivity.
After 30 years of existence, I guess these are growing pains for the WNBA. But after 30 years, growing, finally, bravo.